visible part of the volcano.
Okay.
All right, but you have been driving inside of the volcano a long time ago. From the time you entered into the town of Soufriere, whether you enter by land or sea,
Okay.
you entered inside of the volcano.
Really?
It's
Okay.
no longer a mountain like a typical volcano.
Okay.
Due to tremendous heat and pressure from its magma chamber, when it erupted, it blew out its top and the surrounding walls collapsed inside.
Okay.
So the type is called the caldera, like Yellowstone Park in the United States. So this caldera covers about 12 kilometers square. That's about 3 to 4 kilometers in diameter. It extends about half a mile into the rainforest. Altogether, it's about 7.5 miles. So basically, the entire region of Soufriere is the volcano. All right? And that's just the weakest point right here. The most visible part of it is right here. Now, the formation of the caldera was about 39,000 years ago. Of course, in geological years, it's like a blink of an eye. So it's quite young. The last documented eruption was in the year 1766, almost 300 years ago. From what was documented, the eruption took place here. But it wasn't violent because lava never came out. There was only steam and rock fragments, not anything big. Around that time, the French were here. Also, Soufriere was the first French town, but no one died because it wasn't a violent eruption. It has been a quiet volcano from since then, but it's not a dead one. It's alive, so it will erupt again one day. And they have predicted that we are actually overdue. From what they're saying, the cycle is every 200 years, and we have surpassed that. All right, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen to you.
Right. Let's hope not.
So that's times for when it does erupt.
Well, the thing is, there are times before volcanoes erupt, you get signs. Like there'll be lots of tremors, animals, birds moving away, the vegetation will start to die. So as long as those signs are there, and if they are happening very frequent, then then we evacuate. That's the only plan, to evacuate. It's also monitored. There are sensors all about the place. Every 6 months, geologists do come here. But the main station is located on the island of Trinidad to monitor all the volcanoes in the Caribbean. Because they are interconnected. They're on the same place. So they are all constantly monitored. Right? So there'll be no eruptions, hopefully not today. But if you keep running, it's iron.
We should run.
We all should run.
That's a
I
big
should just
sign.
follow you
Of
wherever you
course.
run.
You have to pass me too, because it's a volcano. You know? Don't stay in my
But I guess you know the exit, you know?
Now over here, there are two water
That's the one
sources.
question. I saw like a couple places we post with the
Oh yeah,
something
these
like
are
tubes.
tubes. They are placed here to collect
Okay.
samples of the different gases. It's removed once every month and sent to Trinidad.
that post right there.
Yeah.
Tube collecting.
Yes, they are removed once every month and they are replaced, and those that are removed is sent to Trinidad. That's what the main seismic station is there. Now there are two water sources here.
What happens with the sulfur? Is it before or after an eruption?
Okay, before an eruption, with the sulfur gas, what it does, it becomes heavier than air. It takes away oxygen. So that is what kills you. Before, it depends on the type of eruption, but it's the sulfur that kills you first. Before the lava comes out, you are dead because of the gas. And that's what happens in Martinique in 1902 when Montpellier erupted, right? Over 30,000 people were killed because of the gas. Okay, also in Pompeii, Italy. All right, so with that type of eruption, pyroclastic, before the lava ever flows out, it's the gas that kills you. All right? Yeah. So getting that rotten egg smell is a good sign, you know. It means it's not about to erupt, okay?
Stop, we're in trouble.
But you could tell if the gas concentration is increasing just by looking at the vegetation. If they are dying for no apparent reason, like no disease, something is definitely wrong, you know. If animals are just staying and dying, you know, something is definitely wrong. Yeah. But it's monitored, so. Now there are two water sources. The one in the pool is surface water streaming down from the rainforest. The origin is cold. But as the water enters into the crater of the volcano, it's heated up by hot gases escaping through cracks. So in the pool there, it's about 30 Celsius. That's about probably 86 Fahrenheit, so it's nice and warm. People live there. We don't advise them to drink it. All right, but it's very good for babies. Well, with the warm water, good for the joints and all that. This one is coming directly from underground. It has a lot of iron. You see all the rust?
Yeah.
If you drink that water, there is the possibility that you will be constipated because of all the iron. Okay, but it's good for bathing. That's why the bath was built. It was constructed in 1902. There were 2 baths like this, allowing for 2-bedroom mini motel. A local businessman, his name was Charles Gabriel, he built those baths. But hurricanes and storms, destroyed most of it. That's the only bath left. It was renovated, but now it's not in use. Okay, and 1902, that was during the Victorian era. Around that time, persons were very much into, mineral bathing. That was the thing to do back then, which is getting popular.
Again, no, yeah.
Everybody wants to 10 years younger. And it's the natural way. It's not both. Well, you know what? There is a trick to it. In everything that you do, and you want it to work, what do? What must
Moderation.
you have? What must you have?
Faith.
You must have faith. You must believe it. I always tell them, don't expect to just go in there and you know 10 years younger. I mean, it will happen. Seriously. The white people, anything make them look younger, they don't jump in. I don't tell them, you have to believe it. They have to. No, but
How long is the tour?
about 15-20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
There were 2 cruise ships in today.
Okay.
Yeah, Ida. Not that it was very busy, but we had limited staff. About 5 of us here today, so it was strenuous. You
Right,
understand?
right.
So this is as high as we get to.
Okay.
Get a good view of the boiling. That's a cashew nut tree, no cashew nuts.
Yeah.
You come around April, May, June. That's the season.
Yeah.
So these are the mineral springs. There are about 21 to 24. So not small, those inside are the main ones. Also, 4 years ago we experienced Hurricane Thomas. So landslides occurred in a lot of the place. But eventually they will move because of the pressure down below. They will move. So all those trees, those dead trees, were uprooted from the hillside. Eventually they will disintegrate and turn into ash. Yeah, so nature takes care of its own. The water is about, so you all don't go down there. Not anymore. Way before the tours were conducted in there. Yeah, you could have bought eggs and cooked potatoes, fun stuff.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Several accidents took place because it's not solid, you know.
Oh, because I read something where they said some of the tourists
A
was
tour guide,
jumping.
because the guide was jumping. The thing in there is just minerals accumulated over time. This guy, his name is Gabriel, not Dustin Gabriel, but the Gabriel of this era. Yeah, he was touring 7 persons. He was a Rastaman back then. And while touring them, he was jumping, demonstrating, but little did he know that it was hollow. When he jumped, the surface broke through up to his waist, and he suffered second-degree burns, from the steam. He's alive and well in Soufriere. We call him Gebu. He has the scars to prove that he fell in there. And he made a hole. You see this big hole? First hole is the rock inside of it. This is where he was jumping. That's Gabriel's hole.
Oh.
It was the size of his waist. It has enlarged, so that hole was not existing. He made it.
But it has got
The only man-made hole, the others are natural holes.
Oh.
Gabriel decided to help nature.
I think so. So you get geologists, they walk in from time to time and they get burned sometimes. They burn their toes and feet because you never know when a hole is going to pop up. It's unstable.
Oh wow.
It's just a thin crust with minerals, that's all.
Right.
All the white is calcium, the brown iron, the light greenish yellow sulfur. So there isn't anything solid in there. Just minerals accumulated over time. And if all the rain, erosion occurs all the time, it's quite unstable. We used to have animals, especially goats, walking in there.
Yeah.
And they would go in there if it's raining, and they would just lay down. It would be like a
warm.
sulfur spring exactly for the warmth.
Yeah.
You don't get one goat going in there anymore
Not
because
anymore.
animals, they know danger. They sense danger. So where animals do not go,
Yeah.
Humans shouldn't.
I'm telling you, you know. Now the sulfur was mined here by the French, in the 1700s to make gunpowder, matches, pharmaceuticals, and even the locals, kept on taking the sulfur. But right now, as you can see, there is not enough. It's only for tourist attraction.
Okay.
The island, of course, we don't really have like natural resources. We don't have diamond, no gold. It's way too young for that. Way too young. I've been digging. There's nothing in there. No, seriously, I've been digging. I've been looking. That's why I stuck to talk because there's nothing in there. So those minerals, they make the water black. So it's not dirty water. You bottle it up. The minerals will settle. You have clear water at the top and it flows down to the bathing area at the bottom. Where you take the mud, apply it on the skin, make the mud pack. As long as you are not allergic to sulfur.
Okay.
So when you bathe, if you do not know, you'll find out. That's why I always tell them, you do not know, by bathing, you'll know. Okay? And from that point, the water flows down to Soufriere, into the botanical garden, where the waterfall is, the dam,
Yeah.
and then into the
okay,
river,
from
the
there.
Diamond Falls, and then into the river and the sea. But it's crystal clear by then. It filters, filters naturally. It doesn't affect the marine lives in the sea. As a matter of fact, it's like a cycle. It's like the water comes back, because most of the water in here is seawater.
Okay.
Because part of the volcano is in the sea.
Yeah.
There are cracks, it's been sucked up like a vacuum. The process of convection takes place. There is seawater, there is a bit of fresh water coming from a nearby lake and rainwater, but there is more seawater in here.
Okay.
So this area never dries up. On a full moon, there's a bit more activity.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the gravitational pull, it shoots up like a geyser from time to time. With tides, when the tides are high, there's a bit more activity in here. And of course the moon affects the tides also. Yeah. But when it's raining, there is more steam. And after that, the smell gets stronger whenever it's raining.
Okay.
But as you can see, the trees and the plants, they survive. They have adapted, to the environment. The gas is releasing, they have gotten used to it. The soil is very fertile around here. The most abundant gas releasing out of here, from what we were told by geologists, is carbon dioxide. And that's what trees and plants take in. Now, from what we were told, most of the carbon dioxide is not coming out of, the vents in there. Most of the carbon dioxide is coming out of the number of persons who comes here on a daily basis. Yeah.
So there's that many people coming?
Believe me, a lot of people
wow.
come here.
Oh,
A
wow.
lot of people.
Oh, that's amazing. So why, when we look at the volcano from the hills,
The hills, right?
yeah?
Why
You
is
see
this
like
side
here,
barren?
that side, yeah.
Well, that's a lava dome. Okay, but so there was a bit of activity a very long time ago. When the vents closed up, it left the area very acidic. So nothing can really grow. That's why they had to, import pine trees, to help stabilize the soil. Because pines love acidic soil, but we've had lots of bushfires. Okay, but
They
nothing
kill
really
off the
grows
pine.
because of the acidity of the soil. It's a bit too high. Now, way before, persons used to farm up there, but in order to get the soil fertile, they practice what is called slash and burn. Slash and burn.
Yeah.
But the younger person nowadays don't do that. So they don't farm, they don't do those things. So
Is that a bridge that goes up?
no,
From here?
that's for the goats. See the fence.
Or the fence?
It's like they build fences so that they stay, along that path of the fence.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a small community up there and they have a lot of goats.
Okay.
So they usually climb up the goats, climb up the hill. So they build the fence so that they could just walk along the, along the fence.
So wait, how high do these goats go?
All the way up,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mountain.
I know, but
All the way up.
But I'm imagining like seeing a goat, standing here and watching a
A
goat,
goat up there.
It's like, oh no, you're gonna fall.
Goats are very sure-footed.
Oh.
And remember, the name of the volcano is called La Soufriere. Okay, it means sulfur in the atmosphere. There are several volcanoes named Soufrières in the Caribbean,
Yeah, there's one in Montserrat.
but of course, Soufriere is that's an active one.
Yeah.
But this one is rather special. It's the only collapsed one, so it's very accessible. I think God knew what he was doing.
You guys are lucky.
you
God
know-
must be a Lucian.
I think so. That's a good one. I'll use that, you know. God is a Lucian. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, so it's very easy to enter. That's just the weakest point right here. And there are lots of lava domes, not only those two mountains, there are 18 lava domes within the volcano.
Okay.
So basically the entire region of Soufriere is the volcano, you know. Not just this little thing right here.
So with the pitons.
The two pitons, they lie just at the side of it, like at the edge outside. They were formed about 200 to 300,000 years ago,
Okay.
long before the formation of the caldera. It's like the volcano was there, the Conchep mountain was there, and the pitons were there.
Right.
But then the caldera was formed, you understand? So the pitons are much older than the caldera. The pitons are about 200 to 300,000 years old. The caldera is about 39,000 years old. So the rock structure on the pitons are much older, more compact. Unlike within the caldera region, any bit of rain, we get landslides because the soil is very loose. But at the same time, being so very young, the soil is still very fertile. You understand? It's not rocky. You know, you can still grow things very well.
Okay. Very nice.
So do you have any questions?